Hi everyone, you're welcome back to Craft Fashion Media. My name is Eva Rosie. In today's video, I'll be demonstrating how to draft a corseted basque waistline blouse with two sides flare. So if you're new on my channel, you're welcome. And to my returning subscribers, I want to say thank you to all you do and all your support. So as you can see, I have my pattern paper set ready for the drafting. So what I did was just to transfer it and extend the length to my hip measurement. So now I am going to insert my under bust measurement. You have to take your accurate measurement and insert yours as you measured. So I measured 13 inches as my 13.5 inch as my under bust measurement, and I'm going to insert that by squaring a line equal to my under bust measurement. So I'm going to connect the waistline as well. It's already there, but I just want to draw the line. Now that is sorted out. So I am going to insert my above bust line. This above bust line is important. So you take your accurate measurement and insert yours as you measured where you want your bust to be covered. So, and I just did that. And I squared a line. Now in order to tighten my above bust, so I'm going to extend the dart line upward to my above bust line. Now in order to connect my dart, I am going to go to my armhole area and find the midpoint and make a mark. Coming back to the dart line, I am going to mark half an inch towards the center front, and on the other side I'm going to mark 7.5, and I'm going to connect to the apex point. Now in order to connect my dart towards my armhole area, at my under bust area I am going to go in by 1 inch more. On the other side I'm going to take half an inch as well, but let me connect this right side first. This is to make the curve a little bit more deeper, because I didn't want to leave it like that as the normal dart. So this brings out the curve, and I'm going to take the line down to the where the dart line stops. In order to connect the other side of the cup towards my armhole, I am going to close the dart at my above the bust line in order to connect towards my armhole. The reason why I want to close it before the connection is to get the accurate measurement. So when I close it, I now connect with my armhole curve towards my armhole. So on that apex point line, that is how deep the neck is. So I'm going to place my curve ruler on that side and target my armhole area and make the connection. And that is the neckline. And that is sorted out. So I'm trying to make some corrections and extend the line. And I'm going to redraw my armhole. Now let's form our curve. So I'm going to connect from the chest down to my under bust. And on this other side, I am going to close the dart before connecting that side. So I want to connect it to 1.5 inch before the armhole line. So I'm going to mark 1.5 inch below the armhole line. So that is where my connection is going to land. That is the style of the corset. So I'm going to make the connection, as you can see, making sure that the side dart is well closed and that side is sorted out. So when I want to cut the full pattern, I'm still going to close that side of the cup to cut the final pattern. So on the other side, I'm going to just remove a little bit of 1/2 inch on that side to make the cup to curve very well. I supposed to have done that, but I didn't do it initially, so I just remembered and I added it and make the connection. So and I'm going to extend the dart downward as usual. And our cups are ready, as you can see. And when you are doing this, make sure the front part is on fold. Now I am going to form the flare by the sides. So I'm going to target the side of the waistline and the center front, as you can see, and place my hip curve, as you can see, and I will connect downward. I am going to draw some lines because here we are going to do a slashing and spreading method in order to form our flare. So after doing this, then I will cut off that part and put aside. So coming to my neckline area, I'm not going to leave it that way, so I'm going to bring it down a little bit and go in a little bit deeper then and make my connections. Now I am going to remove that part and put aside. And I'm removing the darts, cutting off the cups as well. So in order not to alter the upper part, so I am going to trace off my yoke first before the final cutting, because if I don't remove the yoke, or if I don't trace off the yoke at this moment, it's going to alter everything. So I'm going to trace off the yoke up to my apex point line. Now I am going to close the dart by the side before cutting the side panel, as you can see. So on the side of this cup, I am still going to close it and cut it off. That is how it's going to remain when you are cutting your final pattern. So I'm removing the darts. Now let's move over to the side of the panel. As you can see, I've already cut through the lines and I'm trying to spread them out on another sheet of paper to form my flare. It depends on your preference. So you spread them out to get your desired results. And I'm going to reconnect the lines. So I want to make something clear here. The bigger part of this flare is going to be placed on folds so that when you join the front, you connect it towards the back, so it doesn't have a joining by the side. So place it on fold while you are making your final cutting. That is how it should be, except if you want yours to have joining by the side. So as you can see, the panels are all cut out and ready. So the front panel is sorted out, and that is how it's going to look when you couple your blouse. Make sure you cut the flare on fold, so when you connect from the front, you take it towards the back. It is going to be a one-way thing, but you must have joined your blouse before you now add the flare. So I'm going to cut the yoke. So make sure you cut your flare on fold so that when you run it from the center front, it goes straight back to the back side of your blouse. So let's move over to the back panel. So the back panel is still the same process, and I am going to use the same measurement I have at the front as my neckline. So I'm going to make the connection. You choose your desired length. So mine was 4 by 5 inches. So and I went down by 4 inches and I went in by 5. So the width of the neck is 5 inches, while the depth of the neck is 4 inches. So I'm going to find the midpoint on my armhole area. So it depends on how you want your back to be, or if you want your back to have yoke, it depends on you. So but I'm going to leave mine plain. So I'm just going to make the connection for the flare by the side, targeting the side of the waistline and the center front, just like what we did at the front. And I am going to remove that part. It's that simple. So coming to the back side of the zipper, I am going to take away 1/2 inch because our back is not straight. So in order to make it lay flat and have a very nice fitting, you have to take out some part of the pattern from the waistline. So I'm removing 1/2 inch and I will reconnect the line, as you can see. So from there now I can add my zipper allowance of 1 inch. So that former line is going out. I'm trying to cancel that line. And now I am going to add 1 inch all the way from up to down for my zipper allowance, and I will reconnect the line. And my zipper is sorted out, so I'm cutting off the darts. So I am just removing it for you to know the darts are not supposed to be there. So if you feel like not removing yours, you can just run a stitch through the shape of the dart and without cutting it open. So that's it. So the back side is sorted out. So when you join your flare from the front, you connect it towards the back side. It's going to be a one-way thing, but you must have joined your blouse before doing this. That is why I said you have to cut your flare on fold. And that's it for the blouse. So thank you for your time, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on my next tutorial. Bye.